Aloha, Tim Hines here with another video update for this year's 2026 Best of Hawaii competition. Today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about how to register and submit the information for your samples. There's a two-step process for this, and I'm going to walk you through what that is. To begin, you can navigate to the HCA website. On this website, you can navigate up at the top to Events and click on Events and go to Best of Hawaii 2026 competition. On this page, you'll see lots of information about the competition, the official rules, you'll see some of what's new for 2026, and on this page, you'll see a link that says Register Here. When you click register here, you'll see on this page there's an option on the left-hand side, a button that says register. You're going to click on that button, and that's going to open the registration page. You're going to include your email address and submit by clicking next. Then on this page, you'll notice that if you already have an account at the HCA website, you can go ahead and log in, as it should save your information. But if not, that's okay. Fill in all of the relevant information, including the organization, your name, phone number, and all other information. You'll also notice there is a spot that says TMK number. Now, the TMK number is a number that's linked to your property. If you need more information about how to find this number, please reach out. We'd be happy to help you. But if you're looking for that, you can actually look at your property tax records. It should have that TMK number listed. Now, if you are submitting multiple samples from different TMK numbers, you will need to register and pay individual registrations per TMK number. However, if you're going to submit multiple samples for one TMK number, you can do that here. After filling out your proper TMK number, after you fill out the information, you'll notice that there's a spot asking you about the wait list. Remember, each individual submitter is allowed to submit up to 6 entries. However, if you have additional entries that you would like to submit, go ahead and click on that box that says I have additional entries, and we'll notify you if there's any additional space for submissions. At the bottom, you'll see that it says guest registration. Now, by filling in the box up above, the information that you've included, that's for one sample. If you have additional samples that you would like to submit, you can use the guest registration feature. So as an example, in this submission, I am submitting 2 samples. And so in addition to the entry above, I have included selecting 1 additional sample. This will give me 2 total samples. When I'm finished with that, I will click Next. After I submit all of this information, you'll see the window that appears. I'm going to review to make sure all information is correct. And then I can either submit to Invoice Me, which allows me to pay through check to the HCA, or I can select to pay online via a credit card. If I select to pay online and fill out all the relevant credit card information and click on Pay. Once I submit all of the information, I will see a window that says payment is successful. After this, I want to go to my email. Once I submit, I will receive an email that looks like this. You'll notice on this email, in red, there is a link that says, please visit the sample details form. You're going to click on that link, and it will open up the form that you will fill out for submitting your sample. Now, as we said, sample submission is a two-part process. The first part, which we just completed, was submitting registration and paying for your samples. The second part is the information all about the samples that you're submitting for the competition. Once you are ready to begin submitting your samples, you're going to fill out this form, including the name of the submitter. Again, please include that TMK number, and then you'll see registration invoice number. If you go to the email that you received when you completed your payment, you will see that there is an invoice number located on that email. Please fill that out here. Continue by filling out your farm name, the farm owner name, mailing address, and all other requested information. You'll notice that there's also a spot for if your farm address is different than your mailing address. You can either select yes, or if it's a different different mailing address, you can click no and fill in that information below. Please fill out the recognized district that your farm is located in. It should match the TMK number. And then if you would like to be considered for marketing activities by the HCA after the event, you can fill in any relevant information in the box provided. Then, once you fill out all of that information, you need to select how many samples you are submitting into the competition. Once you do that, you'll notice sample number 1 and sample number 2 appear. You're going to then select which division you're submitting your samples, and there's lots of information about it on the page, and what subdivision you're submitting your sample for. Select the coffee variety, the cultivation method, and the specific processing method for your sample. You then will fill out any fermentation time, co-fermentation, inoculation, and other relevant information. Now, if any of these you're unclear or not sure about what to submit, please just write either NA, select other, or even email us with any questions that you have about the samples. In the box provided, you can fill out any relevant information about the samples as well. Once you fill out the information for sample 1, then go ahead and fill out the sample information for sample number 2. Here, I selected the Hawaii Heritage Division, our new division this year. And you'll notice, once you do that, there's no subdivision selection, as all of these samples would be in the pulped or washed category. Select your coffee variety, cultivation method, and processing method as requested. Additionally, you have the fermentation time, co-fermentation, inoculation, and again, any relevant information that you would like to share about the sample. Once you've filled out all that, please click Next, and you will see on this page a summary of all the information. It's a reminder about the minimum sample submission size and when samples need to be submitted. Now, you might be filling out this information and not quite have that sample ready to submit yet. That's okay. You can fill out and register your samples whenever you're ready between that February 1st and February 20th deadline. But just a reminder, we need to receive your samples by February 20th. You will see on this page that there are collection points for Maui, Kau, Hilo, and Hawaii Island. Multiple collection points have been established, hopefully to make it easier for sample submission. Once you have reviewed this information, you can select Submit. You'll see this window appear that thanks you for your submission. Now, after you submit your sample, you should be able to navigate to your email where you will receive an email confirmation with all of the sample submission information that you submitted. We would ask that when you submit your sample, you print this email and include it with your submission. We will have another video in the coming days that has information about how to submit your samples and how to label the sample bags. But for now, this was our video sharing about the sample submission process. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Mahalo!